ลำดับต่อไปครับจะเป็นช่วงของการก้าวเข้าสู่การเสวนานะครับช่วงท้ายของวันนี้กันแล้วนะครับนั่นก็คือการก้าวให้ทันการเติบโตของเศรษฐกิจครับนั่นก็คือเศรษฐกิจของโลกผ่าน Cloud Technology ครับ Business Transformation through Cloud Implementation นั่นเองนะครับซึ่งสิ่งนี้แหละที่ผมเชื่อว่าหลายๆคนกำลังสงสัยกันอยู่ว่าเราทำธุรกิจขนาดย่อมขนาดเล็กขนาดกลางหรือว่าขนาดใหญ่ระบบที่เราไปจ้างนะครับนักพัฒนาซอฟต์แวร์ทั้งหลายเข้ามาดูแลระบบต่างๆมันต่างอย่างไรกับระบบคลาวด์ที่ Truebusiness เองก็จะมีหลายๆแพลตฟอร์มมีพันธมิตรต่างๆมากมายครับที่จะให้คำแนะนำต่างกันอย่างไรรวมไปถึงครับส่วนนี้เราสามารถเข้าไปช่วยในการก้าวไปด้วยกันกับทุกท่านได้อย่างไรนะครับลำดับต่อไปครับจะมี guest speaker นะครับขึ้นมาพูดคุยกับเราถึง6ท่านด้วยกันนะครับแล้วก็รวมถึงจะมี moderator หรือว่าคุณสุภรัตน์นะครับมาร่วมในการเป็นพิธีกรในตรงนี้ด้วยเพื่อช่วยในการถามคำถามนะครับแล้วก็พูดคุยนะครับมีทั้งชาวต่างชาติครับแล้วก็รวมถึงครับนักธุรกิจจากเมืองไทยที่เชื่อว่าหลายๆคนถ้าพูดถึงแล้วเนี่ยน่าจะรู้จักแล้วก็หลายๆคนอาจจะเคยไปรีวิวกันด้วยนั่นเองนะครับมาดูกันครับวันนี้ครับก่อนอื่นเลยขออนุญาตในการเรียนเชิญนะครับทีละท่านที่จะขึ้นมาพูดคุยกับเรากันนะครับท่านแรกครับผมท่านแรกนะครับมาจากทาง BeeDoo provides next generation user-centric cloud service that make it easier for user to store, share and communicate online ครับ May I invite Mr. Ravi Periasamy ครับผม Co-founder, CEO and Chairman of BeeDoo Cloud Service Thailand ครับสวัสดีครับท่านต่อมานะครับท่านนี้นะครับดูแลแล้วก็รับผิดชอบในส่วนของ growing market share and revenue across business and government customer segment in Google Apps and Chrome for Work ครับ May I invite Mr. Inam Hussain ครับ Head of Sales Asia Google for Work ครับGood afternoon ท่านต่อมาครับหนึ่งที่เกริ่นเอาไว้ว่าวันนี้นะครับเรามีตัวแทนจากภาคเอกชนหลายต่อหลายท่านด้วยกันนะครับที่จะมาแชร์กันว่าระบบคลาวด์ที่ว่าเมื่อนำไปใช้จริงแล้วมันสำคัญกับเราอย่างไรนะครับมากันที่อีกหนึ่งท่านครับผมท่านนี้ครับจากทาง Huawei ครับ Director Huawei Business and Network Consulting ครับท่านดูแลนะครับในส่วนของธุรกิจนะครับและการเทเลคอมหรือว่าเทคโนโลยีต่างๆการสื่อสารสารสนเทศด้วยนะครับ May I invite Mr. Song-Cheng Heng ครับ Director Huawei Business and Network Consultingลำดับต่อมาครับกับประสบการณ์ที่มากกว่า15 ปีในแวดวงเศรษฐกิจนะครับแล้วก็รวมไปถึงด้าน IT ครับที่จะมาพูดคุยถึง Digital Economy ด้วยและท่านนี้ครับเป็นถึง Head of Enterprise Solution เรียนเชิญครับคุณอนนบศิริกุลครับดูแลและให้คำแนะนำต่างๆมากมายทีเดียวนะครับทั้งระบบ Local แล้วก็ Global นั่นเองนะครับลำดับต่อมาครับผมท่านนี้นะครับบอกเลยว่าประสบการณ์ก็ไม่น้อยเหมือนกันนะครับในเรื่องของเซลล์นะครับการดูแล Management การแก้ปัญหา Pre-Sale ต่างๆรวมไปถึงครับการทำให้ธุรกิจนั้นสามารถดำเนินต่อไปรวมถึงเป็นที่ปรึกษาและเป็น Software Engineer ด้วยนะครับ May I invite Mr. Thanasorn Jaidee ครับ General Manager True IDC ครับเรียนเชิญครับคุณธนสรครับสวัสดีครับท่านต่อมานะครับที่ผมขออนุญาตเรียนเชิญแล้วเมื่อสักครู่นี้มีโอกาสแซวไปนิดหนึ่งนะฮะที่บอกว่าหลายๆคนอาจจะมีโอกาสเข้าไปรีวิวกันแล้วนั่นก็คืออีกหนึ่งเว็บไซต์แล้วก็แอปด้วยนะฮะหลายๆคนน่าจะรู้จักกันดินนามของวงในครับละหลายๆคนอยากรู้ว่าการเข้าไปรีวิวต่างๆเหล่านี้มันสามารถสร้างเป็นธุรกิจได้อย่างไรรู้ไหมครับว่าร้านค้าต่างๆอยากให้วงในเข้าไปรีวิวกันนะครับขออนุญาตครับในการเรียนเชิญคุณยอดชินสุภากุลครับ Co-founder and CEO of วงในครับเรียนเชิญครับและในส่วนของผู้ดำเนินรายการในช่วงนี้นะครับขออนุญาตยกยอดนะครับให้กับ Chief Product Officer จาก True IDC ครับคุณสุภรัตน์ศิวะเพชรรานาถนะครับเรียนเชิญครับขออนุญาตนะครับฝากคุณสุภรัตน์ด้วยเรียนเชิญครับ
ขอบคุณครับ Okay, so this session is going to be in English. Yeah. So we're very lucky today to have global partners participate. So first of all, I'll say thank you on behalf of True for your participation today. So let's get started. Yeah. Okay. And I'll speak kind of slow, so apologies. There's been a lot of talk about cloud, but let's hear directly from the experts. What is cloud? So in one sentence, what is the definition of cloud? We'll start with Kun Thanasorn, our MD from True IDC.
สวัสดีนะครับ Speak English, okay, turn to FM. So when I put cloud to definition, I would say for SME and for enterprise, you need to fail fast and success quickly with reasonable low investment. That's my definition.
Okay, thank you. And Ravi from BeeDoo Cloud Services.
Sawadi Kap. Whenever I hear that question, I'm reminded of the parable of 5 blind men seeing an elephant. You will hear 6 different answers today. Every one of them will be correct. So I see cloud as a pervasive sort of infrastructure or framework that provides services that you need any place, anytime, any device. So,
Thank you. And Inam from Google.
Thanks. Sawadi Kap. So from a Google perspective, cloud really offers you a low-cost entry into bringing products and services to market faster with high security and an opportunity to innovate faster.
Thank you. And Song-Cheng from Huawei.
Thank you. Sawadi Kap. So I think when we talk about cloud, if I look at what I started off, as an engineer, we used to draw a cloud as a network, right? But I think today when people talk about cloud, they are assessing, moving on-site applications, infrastructure into the off-site, resource pool approach. So, as what some of the other speakers have mentioned, sharing of resources, low-cost applications.
And Kun Annop from Microsoft.
Okay, for cloud, what I'm thinking is it's a new paradigm shift on the IT. So cloud allow you to access to the computers power with the easiest that we can have never done before. I think that is the way that I'm thinking about cloud.
Okay, thank you. And Kun Yod from Wongnai.com.
ครับสวัสดีครับ For me I think cloud is the future. In 3 years time we will not be talking about cloud because everything will be on cloud. So if you are not on cloud right now, you should be there very soon because it's more flexible. It's low investment and basically it's a better service. So yeah, it's a future.
That's a great answer. So part of the reason we have this panel is for you guys as the audience to hear multiple views and opinions from this panel as the expert. So that was the first question. What is cloud in one sentence? What about the benefit? What's the benefit of cloud? Why don't we start from Kun Yod and we'll go down directly to Kun Thanasorn.
Sure. For me, for example, when I started the website wongnai.com, then at that time we didn't use cloud service. We decided to buy a server and we decided to put it in a co-location space where someone needs to take care of the server for us. And then when there was some incident, for example, the power outage or for some reason we need to restart the server, we needed to go in at night or on weekends in order to restart the server and get the service back online. 2 years later, we decided to move our computing power to the cloud. And basically after that, we didn't have to do that. We haven't had to restart our own server, never again. So basically, instead of we need to take care of the server ourselves and we need to scale, then we need to buy another server. It's not convenient anymore. So right now, when we're on cloud and we want to scale, we can just scale online without having to touch anything. So it's just better and it's more flexible because if we want to up or down the computing server, it's just via click. We don't have to deal with server costs or any investment at all. Yeah.
Okay. So that's great. So I think a lot of you guys use walknight.com. So part of the reason the service is so fantastic is because of cloud.
Yeah, for example, we normally get the peak of our traffic is normally on weekends and on Songkran holiday. And on Songkran holiday, of course, my staff needs to have their vacation too, right? So if we are not on the cloud, then I will have to assign some staff to take out the servers 24/7 during the Songkran. But I don't have to do that because basically Amazon AWS doesn't have any Songkran holiday, luckily. So we can just scale without worrying about those things. Yeah.
Thank you, Kun Yod. Kun Annop, your views on the benefit.
Okay. So the benefits is, let me share you on the two sides. For example, from the small company to the big company, right? Let's look at the small company first. Basically, let's look at the startup company or small company who have a limited of fund, right? But if they would like to go globally or they would like to have a very sophisticated system, it's meaning they have to invest a lot, right? But with cloud today, it's meaning they only pay what they want to use or pay on what they have to start up, right? That is one thing. Let's look at for the large organization, right? You know, the big investment each year is IT budget, right? So when you look at that way, so another way you can look at it is, what is a commodity or some power computing that you can share, right? That you can leverage from the cloud. That's another area you can do a lot of saving, right? I can give you one example of one of our customer. Basically, it's a car manufacturing, right? And during the motor show, they would like to do campaigns, right? And then basically when they do the campaign, they're gonna got a lot of hit from their website, right? Normally each day they got hit around 50,000 hit, but during the motor show they got around 5 million hit, which is 1,000 times more. So when you think about the investment on the IT, meaning that's only period of motor show, they have to invest a lot of hardware, software, network, a lot of things, right? And then after that they don't use it, right? So the benefit and the beauty that go to cloud will be only certain period of time they can scale up and scale down, right? Only pay only certain period of time. So very good investment, good ROI on that one, and very flexible on that. Okay.
So thank you. So the first benefit is scale from Kun Yod, right? Second example or benefit is TCO savings.
Yes, and fit
Kun Annop.
all side of the business.
And fits all sides of the businesses. Third benefit, Song-Cheng. I know.
I just have to do one.
Up to you.
Maybe-
Be fair
maybe
to the
let
rest of the
me- Let me
panelists.
summarize, right? So when you look at cloud, there are
And
5
cannot
key
copy,
areas.
okay? You have to come up with your own.
Yeah. So when there
This
are-
is the benefit
there are
for the
5
audience, right? They get
5
different
areas
things.
that you consider when we talk about cloud. Sorry. So first, the improve our utilization. So today, when you run IT applications, every IT application requires a different set of hardware and software to support it. Okay, so there are studies that show that utilization in a data center is less than 20%. Okay, so but going to the cloud, you're able to share that same hardware infrastructure with multiple applications running at different time of day. Okay, that's point number one. Improve your utilization, increase or improve your cost metrics. Number two, flexibility of procurement. So if you're a large company, okay, the IT guy comes to you and say, I need to buy a server. He has to go through many rounds of procurement approval, okay, to the CFO before you are allowed to bring out the PO and go and buy the server. It takes maybe 2 weeks, 1 week for delivery and install. So you have to plan early. So by having the flexibility to be able to scale up and scale down, okay, based on your utilization, it could be an ad hoc event, like, you know, some marketing event. It could be a periodic, like end of quarter. Your finance needs certain computing power. Okay, by having this cloud-based approach, you are giving them the flexibility to be able to scale up the resources and as and when they need, but you don't have to pay at the peak load. Okay. Third, you can turn on and turn off. You can turn on and turn off whenever you don't need it. And then fourth, you pay as you go. You don't have to pay if you're not using it. The fifth one is that's what I talked about, the flexibility in terms of scaling up your resources as and when you require. So, it allows the IT department to transform from the cost center previously into a business enabling tool. So this is what I think are the 5 key benefits that you always have to think about when you talk about cloud.
Thank you, Song-Cheng. So just recap again, right? Scale, right? The ability for savings. One unique thing that Song-Cheng said was about the flexibility. So it's faster, time to market, okay? Inam.
Yeah, I think certainly cloud gives you the benefit to disrupt and transform yourselves from within as companies. And what do I mean by that? The S&P 500 is a major global technology index. And a study was done a couple of years ago, and it said back in the 1950s, the average age of a company on the S&P 500 was about 75 years old. Fast forward to 2014, the average age of a company now on the S&P 500 is less than 10 years old. Google ourselves as a company is about 16 years old. So what does that mean? That really means 2 things. Number one is no company can afford to be complacent anymore, because the technology that's evolving around us, whether it's mobile, cloud computing, social, is actually lowering the barriers of entry for new competitors to enter your marketplaces in terms of bringing your products and services to market. The second is, whether you're an SMB, a mid-sized company, or an MNC, or a large global corporate, your customers are global. They're not really local. So how do you take advantage of some of these trends with cloud computing to scale? And 2 great examples, and I think some other speakers spoke about them today, are Uber and Airbnb. So, how much can you disrupt the taxi industry? Well, Uber's taken basically adoption of mobile, basically taken the ability to build a great app that delights customers to find their drivers, but more importantly, see where they are on maps because of GPS and navigation technology on the phones. But more importantly, provide customers with after-sales service with a receipt and an audit of where they went. But that's just one part of what Uber's been able to do with a business model. The second part is, because of leveraging cloud, they're now also able to source funding with partners such as Toyota and GM, as an example, who provide low-cost loans for Uber drivers. So overnight, they've become a financing and car leasing company in addition to a transport company. And a third business model that they've been able to spin off because of taking advantage of cloud and mobile is to also become a logistics supply chain driver. So in some markets, they're actually working with supermarket retail chains to provide delivery services in idle time. So that's Uber. They're less than 7 years old, and they're now in over 60 countries, probably over 100 cities, and they've got millions of customers. Now, you can't do that on traditional on-premise, not leveraging mobile cloud computing infrastructure. The second example is Airbnb. So they basically bring really exciting new property accommodation options for people. So you can rent a single-bedroom apartment, or you can rent a castle. And basically, they leverage the web, they leverage mobile, and they also leverage the power of social by people providing feedback on where they've stayed. They have over 600,000 properties now globally. They do more than 150,000 nights for their customers. So they're now larger than some of the most well-known hotel chains in the world. And if I go back to Uber, again, less than 7 years old, if they were to list today, looking at different analysts, they would be somewhere between 45 billion to 50 billion US dollars in market cap. So again, without the power of cloud computing, it would be very hard for these small companies with less than 100 employees, some of them, to actually compete on a local, regional, or national scale. And so the cloud gives you an opportunity to reinvent yourselves and bring products and new innovative services to market quicker.
Okay. Thank you. So just to recap again before we go to Ravi, just for the sake of the audience. So we got scale, we got savings, fast, innovation. Ravi.
It's always tough to go after all of these guys, but the way I look at the benefit of cloud for businesses such as all of us here, one is it has made IT into a utility. Just like electricity and water, you're no longer having to build huge infrastructure. You can use it almost as a utility. So that's one big benefit. For small businesses, I would say this has socialized the availability of services. What used to be only available to large companies who can build huge infrastructure is now available to mom and pop stores. Even one or two people companies can benefit from it. So that is a huge thing. For large companies, what it has done is it has made it easier for them to roll out these services, make their employees more productive because they can do this from their mobile phone or tablet or wherever they are, and also reduce, as was rightly pointed out, reduce your capex into opex kind of stuff. And as a utility, you're paying only as you use. And the third thing it has done, as was also pointed out, it has democratized the services. Previously, what used to be possible only, solutions by large providers. Now, even small companies, like me, we can come up with a great idea, build it up, and that actually benefits people. An idea would have died a few years ago before the cloud, but now you get huge advantages, tremendous opportunities and also services that we are able to use. Uber is a good example. Box, Dropbox, and of course BeeDoo. Those are all things that was not possible before. So I think that's sort of my view on the.
Okay, thank you, Ravi. So productivity, and last but not least, Kun Thanasorn.
Good to be last for this. Anyway, well, they've been talking a lot about cloud, right? I think what we want to put it in this context of cloud, I want to put in the terms of compete, meaning we are open up to AEC next year, 2016. The ability for SME and enterprise to be able to compete outside Thailand is very important. Talking back on my definition about fail fast, success quickly with reasonable investment, this is the key. So basically, when we open to AEC, we need to be able to compete fast, meaning, for example, if someone coming up with a good campaign, then they give you a very nice looking feature on their e-commerce website, for example. If you are Thailand e-commerce, let's say wongnai.com, Wongnai want to compete with that, and they have an idea already. If they need to implement that idea in the next 3 months, it's impossible for them to compete. So cloud will enable you to actually be able to compete not only in Thailand, but also outside of Thailand, even in the world. This is open up a huge opportunity. I give you one example. One of our customer, I would say, is the e-commerce platform company selling stuff online. They used to use 3 people, 3 weeks, 3 people in 3 weeks to deploy one feature that they found someone implement this feature in one of the e-commerce websites in the world. They used 3 people, 3 weeks to implement this feature. Now they use 1 hour with 1 people to implement this function feature. Actually a real story. So this is the way of people compete in new world of digital age. So this is my definition and my benefit. I would say compete.
Okay, thank you, Kap.
And also, just to quickly build on that, in addition to competition, it also opens up the market. A small company can compete, not only compete, but expand the market, find partners in other countries, work with the people in other countries. Recently, someone sent me an email, asking me to connect with them, and I was trying to find out which country they are from. Couldn't find it, so I asked them, and the response was, "Does it matter?" So it doesn't matter. We're using all of these tools and clouds to talk to people, and it doesn't matter where they are. Now it's just become a place where you hang your hat, so to speak.
That's great. So a lot of benefits, right? So we're seeing from scale, from savings, from fast, innovation, productivity, and increase of competition.
Can I add one more?
Sure.
Yeah. I think another thing that people normally don't talk about is the ease of use as well. Because, for example, right now, I'm the one who likes to change my notebook a lot, like every half a year or every year. And previously, I need to back it up. Every time I'm going to change a notebook, I need to back it up in my hard disk, and then I need to reinstall all the programs. But right now, I only use 1 or 2 hours to do that because there are less and less programs I need to install, and there are less and less information that I need to transfer because everything is in the cloud. And it is so easy because I don't have to worry anymore about breaking my hard disk or losing my laptop computer because basically it's just seamless. So when my employees start working on the first day, instead of having to work with IT all day to install all these programs, now it's very seamless because almost everything in the cloud. Only a couple programs that they need to install, and that's it. They can go. So in the company that in the growth phase, like Wong Nai, where we hire like at least 2 or 3 new employees per month. And we don't have any IT support basically. So everyone needs to support themselves on the IT side. So having everything on the cloud and on the web help tremendously in cutting down at that cost and make our life basically just that much easier. Yeah.
Just
Excellent.
quickly, just to build on that a bit. If you want to feel and touch what he just mentioned, just walk to the Truebusiness and Truebusiness booth. You will find a piece of equipment just like that. I won't say what it is, but just spend some time over there.
Exactly. So all the benefits, I hope that you're convinced. If you want, again, what Kun Thanasorn just said, purchase it through True IDC. These are our partners, yeah? Those were the common questions, okay? We have a few minutes left. I'd like to kind of dig down kind of per company so you understand their cloud strategy, yeah? I'd like to start off with Kun Thanasorn first, given we are in Thailand. So there's been a lot of talk about the digital economy. What is the digital economy, and how does True IDC provide a role in digital economy?
Okay. Our definition of digital economy is that how to actually make the country better, run faster, be able to compete with others in the region and in the world. So our motto is that enabling digital economy using True IDC. True IDC used to be a data center provider in the past, but right now what we have is actually a complete end-to-end offering through cloud to be able to actually accelerate your business with fast and easy to use, just like Wong Nai mentioned. Good example is that, for example, even government itself right now, they are actually moving to cloud. And even, I don't know whether some of you heard recently, they just announced that they want the investment of data center to be owned by private sector. That's a good way of moving to the cloud or something help build digital economy because private sector is fast, more flexible, more agile. So I think digital economy consists of infrastructure, people, and knowledge. True IDC is actually now providing both infrastructure and knowledge to help Thailand drive the business in the future. So recently we just help, very, very obviously that we help government to host the cloud as well in our data center. So that's a good example. Even government, they move to cloud. Why don't private sector?
Okay, thank you, Kap. So that's Thailand and ASEAN. I'd like to kind of turn over to Huawei, right, Song-Cheng. So Huawei is the leading technology provider, definitely within China, right? Another emerging market, eventually going to be, what it is today, right, the largest economy in the world. What's your experience in China from cloud services adoption?
Okay, so I guess when we talk about cloud, why we're having this conversation today is there doesn't seem to be a lot of urge or drive from you as a business user to adopt cloud solutions or technologies. So in China, right, it's the same thing. It's the same thing because a lot of enterprises are not sure they have the right technology, right skill set. So what is happening in China is there's a lot of public drive towards cloud. As what Kun Thanasorn mentioned, in Thailand, we have the EGA putting forth the G cloud. In fact, cloud in China is an alphabet soup. I have the G cloud, I have the H cloud, I have the E cloud. Okay, G cloud as in the government cloud, which they are using the cloud-based technology to allow them to improve the workplace productivity and efficiency, so they can deliver better services for the citizen. There's a health cloud, okay, which put all the back office infrastructure of the hospital onto this platform and frees the hospital away from managing the IT resources and being able to use it and collaborate with each other to deliver better healthcare services to their customer or to the patients. And the e-cloud is an education cloud. I don't need to talk more about that. Education is very important for us, for the next generation, to put the resources onto the cloud and allow it to be shared, to even the remote region. But underlying all this is connectivity. So broadband connectivity is very important. As what we are seeing, the latest ranking, Thailand has just moved out 4 places. Improvement in broadband connectivity, improvement in access to information, right? So all these are very important or good enablers for you to get there. Now, for the small and medium enterprises, they are improving adoption in cloud. I'm seeing that in China, I'm seeing that in Southeast Asia, in Singapore, where I come from. Okay, so we have our partners, they are, for example, delivering a point of sales and retail ERP using the cloud services of our partner. We have another solution provider delivering cloud-based surveillance. Okay, we have a large, IT provider using cloud-based SAP solution to deliver this for a large supermarket chain. So again, what we are seeing is there is increasing adoption. People are getting aware. Some of the governments are putting forth incentive and benefits for enterprises to adopt cloud and use cloud technologies.
Okay, thank you. So we heard from Thailand, Southeast Asia, China in terms of adoption of cloud. Let's hear about from the global perspective as well. So Microsoft has announced a mobile first, cloud first strategy. Can you talk a little bit about how companies can transform in terms of adopting cloud?
Okay. So basically, when I'm looking the cloud adoption rate, I talked to several customers in Thailand or another country. Basically, everyone said the same thing, that right now they have no IT project anymore. They only have like a business projects, right? What it means by business project is when you got an idea, right? You support by IT, and then it's equal to revenue or the new transformation, right? Many examples, Wong Nai is one of them. I think you come up with the idea first, right? And then you pick up some technology and expand, right? Another one, for example, Grab Taxi, I think you know it. Come up with the idea first, and then technology, and then grab the revenue, right? And one of our Microsoft customer, like Ukbi, same thing. They would like to sell the book online, right? So they come with the idea, and then pick the technologies, and then starting grab the revenue, right? So I think the business transformation is nothing new in the world. If you have an idea, right now the technology you can easy to access ever before, multiple technologies, right? So that's why you have an idea, you access to the cloud, you can go with the business faster, more agility, and then that is the way that you can transform, and then it's consistency with the change of your business, right? And then last but not least will be on the device. Those 3 examples, I give it to you. You think about it once. They can access for any device. Same thing with the Microsoft strategy. We support all device, multiple device, because we know that device is another area that everyone can access to it and very, very easy to find. Okay.
Thank you. So you heard about adoption in Thailand, adoption in China, transformation. Let's look ahead. So question to Inam from Google. So what's the future of cloud?
Yeah, I think there's probably quite a few aspects to that. So I know previous speakers spoke about the Internet of Things. So, I talked about 3 areas: mobile, social, and cloud computing. Ultimately, today people research, consume, and even buy things over the internet. And depending on your profile, you might do that from a desktop, a mobile device, a laptop, or in the future, even from a smartwatch or maybe a pair of glasses that are connected to the internet. So I think for different businesses, thinking about, how are you going after these new endpoints that are connecting to the cloud to deliver new services for your customer segments. They might be B2B, they might be B2C, or even with government and education customers. I think also thinking through how you support people with endpoints that they're comfortable with. Increasingly what we find even when we talk to corporates are people want to use the same devices that they use in their personal lives, in their work lives. So, thinking about in your organizations, how you support choice of OS and screen size and form factor. But then once you do that, then what kind of platform and environment do you actually build on to actually cater to those needs? And I think increasingly with a connected environment, the importance of security will always be there. So from a Google perspective, we take security very seriously, right from our data centers to our backbone that connects to the cloud, but also in the products and services that we offer to our corporate and government customers. So I think the trends will continue in the future around mobile, social, and cloud. You'll see more endpoints that people will want to use to connect, and you'll see different access methods. And I think that's again where global partnerships are important, whether it's LAN, Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, or some other alternate connection method in the future, like balloons or satellites.
Okay, thanks, Inam. So we talk about, again, adoption in Thailand, China, transformation, the future. Let's talk about two companies that are using it today. I started with BeeDoo from Ravi, and then followed by Yod from Wong Nai. So BeeDoo is a company that provides collaboration services on the cloud. Can you talk about what is collaboration on the cloud?
This is basically making use of the cloud and messaging, storing, sharing, communicating. The best way is an example. That's why I've been carrying this sheet around all day. So we announced our partnership with True, on January in a similar conference. And a few days before that, we decided to put together a brochure. And we had a marketing guy in Canada. We had people collaborating on editing the text from India and US, a graphics guy who joined later in this thing, and a printer here. And it was all happening almost 24 hours a day. And I still remember I was approving the last cut as I was heading to the airport in Singapore. I sent a message and our office manager sends a text the link to get this printed, all done in like 4 days, right? Almost impossible to do something like that, without the services or collaboration tools. So that is we use our own product. We are a business, and of course we use our product to do the collaboration. And we have people spread out in 3-4 different countries. And at any point in time, I'm in, somewhere else. So that's essentially what it means to me as a small business to do collaboration.
Thank you, Ravi. To end with Yod from WongNai.com, you mentioned some benefits already. What other benefits have you yourself as a company benefited from using cloud technology?
Yeah, I would say that as a startup company, sometimes we have to worry about our cash flow. So once we can change fixed costs to variable costs, we always do that. For example, I was talking to one of the TrueIDC team out there about Microsoft Office 365 licenses. And then he was talking to me about that, you can buy out the perpetual license as well for this amount. But then I talked to him that I rather do the monthly fee because for me, I rather pay variable costs rather than fixed costs up front because cash flow is important for us. 2, flexibility is very important for us because we want to have an option to change or to expand or to scale down anytime that we want. So flexibility and low investment upfront is very important for companies that is still small and medium like us. So cloud is perfect for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Yod. Thank you. So again, you heard the adoption from digital economy in Thailand from Thanasorn. You heard that large countries, largest economy in the world, China, is on cloud. Heard from transformation from Annop from Microsoft, the future of cloud from Inam, Google. two startups, BeeDoo, a global startup that's using a cloud, our local startup, Wongnai, that's on cloud. I'd like to end this session by saying two things. Number one, I'd like to thank all our panelists, Kun Thanasorn from TrueIDC, Ravi from BeeDoo, Inam from Google, Song-Cheng from Huawei, Kun Annop from Microsoft, and Kun Yod from Wongnai. And final message is, if you're interested in cloud, I dare to say there's only one company in Thailand that can provide cloud with a full stack of services from connectivity, data center, cloud, content, mobile devices, and that's true. If you have any questions, we have a booth outside. Thank you again, all the panelists. Well done discussion. Thank you.
Thanks.
ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ Thank you so much ขอบคุณมากนะครับ Mr. Ravi Periasamy นะครับ Mr. Inam Hussain นะครับ Mr. Song-Cheng Heng ครับรวมไปถึงนะครับ guest speaker ชาวไทยของเราด้วยนะครับคุณอันนบสิริกุลนะครับคุณธนาสอนใจดีครับคุณยอดชินสุภาวกุลนะครับแล้วก็รวมถึงครับ moderator ของเรานะครับคุณสุภรัตน์นะครับขอบคุณจริงๆครับเราได้ทราบกันแล้วนะครับว่าจุดเริ่มต้นรวมไปถึงครับปัญหาแล้วก็การที่นำเอาคลาวด์เทคโนโลยีนี้มาใช้จะสามารถที่จะก้าวต่อไปในแวดวงธุรกิจของคุณได้อย่างไรนะครับซึ่งในส่วนของการให้แพลตฟอร์มแล้วก็เซอร์วิสต่างๆของทาง Truebusiness ได้เข้ามาเป็นส่วนหนึ่งในการช่วยเชื่อเลยว่าส่วนนี้สามารถทำให้ธุรกิจของคุณนั้นก้าวต่อไปได้อย่างมั่นคงแล้วก็มั่นใจอย่างแน่นอนนะครับ